This week in Ken's Tech Lab, we're going to be putting together the MK4 kit from PRUSA. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Like I said in the opening, we are going to unbox and going to actually put together the PRUSA MK4 kit. Now, the first one that I've ever built was the MK3 Plus, which you see over here. And the reason why I ordered the kit for this wasn't just because the price was lower, but that was a good reason. I wanted to be able to understand the printer. If something happened to the printer, I knew how to take it apart as I'm the one that put it all together. So fixing it, any part of it, would be easy to do. Then I actually built the PRUSA Mini Clone, which I have a complete series on the channel with the PRUSA Mini Clone. And that's about 10 episodes. And I built that, had little problems with it, actually had to order some parts from PRUSA to get it working correctly. So, today is about the new PRUSA MK4. And when I purchased this one, I actually said, well, let's get some filament. This is the Galaxy Black PRUSA Mint PLA. And I do like the Galaxy Black. And I figured, well, you know, coming from another country, there's other charges, import taxes and stuff that you have to worry about. And I figured it might be a little bit easier or maybe cheaper just to order both things at the same time. And they did both come in. So let's get rid of some of this stuff and let's unpack this and see what's inside. Okay, we got rid of the MK3 Plus. I got rid of the PRUSA Mint, and we have a full table here to be able to see what's inside this. So we have a complete checklist that everything's been tested at the factory. Each piece of this as it goes down and before it is boxed. Here's a thank you for purchasing the original PRUSA MK4, signed by Joseph PRUSA. And on the back of it is a list of all the screws and nuts that we'll be using in their actual size, so if we get lost in some of that. Here's Habero gummies. Everybody loves these. We have our power cord. 3D printing handbook. For anybody that's just getting into 3D printing, this gives you a lot of tips and tricks. It also helps you with this particular printer because they write one for each one of the printers that they sell. About these gummy bears, the XL printer, the PRUSA XL, comes with a big bag of these. So we still get the small bag and only get a few per steps as we're building this. And we have the USB, and this should probably have a few test files on it after we build the printer. I do not know how many episodes this is going to be. I'm going to try to keep them in chunks that are tolerated as people watch. I know that a 4-hour marathon of building is not something somebody wants to watch through, so I'll do these in maybe an hour episode or maybe a little less depending on where we are on the build. So let's take away some of those boxes, tops, open it up all the way. We have the Delta PSU power supply. This is a Delta 24 volt. Empty bag. Extrusion and plate set. So these are the extrusions, all the metal pieces. This are the rods. And they are in the same 3 sizes as the MK3 Plus was. We have fasteners and electronics in here. This should be all of our fasteners, all of our different screws, the M3s. Here's the MK4 printed parts orange in the X-Buddy case. I believe the case on this, the Buddy case, for the Buddy board is a metal case this time. This is the motor kit, and this will have all the stepper motors in here for the MK4. Like, here's the extruder by itself. The 2 Z-rods, and everything else. All the motors are in here. And last but not least, we have the frame. So we can get rid of the big box there. And we won't need the candies right away. So let me get this sorted. Let me get a laptop up here where it'll have the instructions for us to actually put this together. And let me get it sorted so a way that we can actually start building. Be right back. Welcome back. So as I was cleaning up the desk here to get ready, I opened up a couple of the boxes and found there's a lot more inside some of them that I wanted to show you guys. The extrusion plate set I'm sure we'll be using right away because that was the start of the last one. Inside the main PRUSA, I would say it's the frame, the main frame that holds everything together. We have the steel sheet and also the hot bed here, put the respect together. So there is the MK4 heat bed at 24 volts. And over here is the steel sheet. And I'm hoping this is the steel sheet, the smooth steel sheet, because I really like that one. Everything stuck to it. Yeah, this is the smooth steel sheet. And that, I don't think we'll need these right away. So I'll put them over here. Here is the X-Buddy board. And everybody knows that Joseph PRUSA, his dog name was Buddy. And anytime that you see Buddy in a PRUSA product or being mentioned by PRUSA, it has to do with Joseph's dog and X-Buddy. He passed away. And here's some alcohol wipes. Now here's some tools. So what do we have for tools here? Now I did bring up the LTT screwdriver that I think we'll be using. I also might get out the electric screwdriver for some of this also. I'm not sure yet. Another pair of needle nose. I love needle nose. We have, this can go in the trash now, there's nothing else left in it. We have wrenches, and I believe these wrenches would be for putting together most of the bolts. Also, I believe the hot end and the some of the things in there will need to be using these, so I'll keep them out. I'm going to leave the Allen wrenches inside their bag. We also have the lubrication set, and the last time I used a lubrication set, it only had one size. This one has 2 sizes to it, And that must mean that there's two different sizes this time of the bearings that they're using. Normally we have to pack the bearings before we actually put them together. So what I'll probably do is leave the rest, all this down here is all the screws. Here's the neck extruder. And what else is in here? The electronics box. This has the fans. They call it a love board, which is the new board on the extruder that everything plugs into without having to have a bunch of wires going back down to the main board. Alright, so what else we have in here? We have all the screws in the world. Also, we have the wiring harness, the wiring, and more wiring. So all the wiring is also in this box. Okay. So the best thing to do is, we know that we'll be using this frame first because, well, without the frame, nothing's going to stand by itself. The heat bed frame is also in this same box. I don't think we'll need to heat this one very soon. And then we can get rid of this box. Alright. We have that. Everything else is out. So the only thing I need to do now is move this over, get the screws on the left-hand side. I'm going to also leave the extrusion and plate set out due to the fact that we'll be putting this together first. And this is the printed parts, orange. And let's see how many parts are in here. If I can figure out how to open this box. There we go. Okay. So it says orange parts, but there's also black parts in here. So not just orange. Lots and lots of little boxes, little pieces. Y carriage and heat bed, 2 of 2. So there must be 1 of 2 in there. And of course the electronics board we don't want to hurt. So we'll put that over here by itself. Okay. I don't think that we'll need the plastic parts right off the bat, but they will need to be kept handy. I don't think that we'll need the grease right now. And those I'll just leave here. Okay. Okay, welcome back. So I have my laptop up, and I also have it over to the guide, and it looks like the guide's 1.01 if you're following along with this build. And we will start it with the introduction. So let me go ahead and move the camera where it'll be right on the bench. Alright, welcome to the bench. We haven't been here in a while. Last time was the PRUSA Mini clone build on the bench, and today we're going to be back at it. Alright, looking at the instructions. Step 1, all the required tools. And what they're saying is that you need the Phillips screwdriver. We have that. It says that they really want you to have the needle nose. We have that. They want you to have both the wrenches, and we have them. Let's see, move them toward me. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put them on this side. so we can have the bench area to build kind of clear. All right, here we go. It says additional utilities for this guide will require, it looks like a pair of scissors for cutting the bag with bearings. Permanent marker to choose block or another dark color on the marker. I had to use the same thing for the MK3 build. What else? That's the marker they would like to have. And paper towel. We have that in plenty. They want to tell you about the label guides. There'll be just label guides on each one of these. And they also talk about the PRUSA cheat sheet, which I showed you, that has the sizes of the screws. They want that handy, so make sure that you don't get the wrong screws. I found it on the MK3 Plus build. I opened up all the screw bags and I put them into a screw container and had them all in front of me, and I marked the screw container with a Post-it notes for each slot to know what screws were in what. But when I actually did the PRUSA mini clone, it came with this many bags, and I left all the screws in the bags that they came in and just found the bag and pulled them out as I needed them. And that seemed to work a lot better for me. It might not work for you or other people, but it worked for me. There's a bag, it says, of spare screws, so if you've lost a screw or one is no good, they have a couple extras of each one of the screws. They're talking about view high voltage images. There's some high voltage in here, and don't be stupid about it. Look at the printed part versionings, which they do. All the printed parts do have a version number on them because PRUSA does make changes along the way on their printers, and as they update parts, sometimes they have to update the manual to put it together, or the parts that buddy to the part that they changed. So they want you to make sure that you look at these revisions. They're also telling you that if you have any issues at all, they're there. Contact their support. They will be glad to help you get out of the situation that you're in and get you on your way. They come with some pro tips, but if you put this before together another one, they're all about the same. They want about the electronic protections for the main board, the buddy board, and we're going to make sure that we actually touch some metal before we touch it. And then they go back to step 10. This actually is the coolest thing I think that any company's ever done, is the habanero candies. Reward yourself during the steps that you can actually open up the bag and sit back, look at what you've done, and eat a couple gummy bears. And have a drink of your favorite beverage. Also talks about how to successfully finish an assembly and prepare your desk. Well, that one we've done. We have our prepared desk here. It is clean. We have all of our stuff right here, which will hopefully be getting down to a smaller pile and more of a build area, and we won't have the clutter sitting on the left hand side. This will be all kind of a build area. And that's it for that part. Okay, we are into the first assembly. Here we go, frame assembly. That's what's coming up. And it's going to require the frame. Now the frame on here is much different than the MK3 series, as this is a fully casted frame, as you see in there. It's a good metal. It looks well drilled out. You still have the PRUSA. I don't know if you can see this, the light, but the PRUSA emblem is in black right here, right there. And your warning for electronic devices. All right, difficulty, easy. Steps, 35 steps in this part. Tools necessary, it's going to be the all of the Allen keys. So it looks like it needs the 2.5, the 2.0, and the 3.0 millimeter Allen wrenches. The parts it's going to need, it's going to need the things out of the extrusion and plate set. It's not going to need the plate right now, either one. But it will need, if I can get it out, talk about having a box exactly the size, right? All right. Okay, we have the larger extrusions. They look exactly like the MK3s. And the shorter ones, gotta get rid of this box out of my way. Right, we're also going to need the M5 by 16 screws, 16 of them. So let's start getting our bags out. M5 by 16. 20, there's 34 pieces in here with spare 2 pieces. Okay, and they want 16 of these. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's start off with 8 of them. That'll be half. Okay. Okay, it wants the 2 larger extrusions on the inside. So putting this up will be, there are 2 sides of this. There is the inside and the outside. So we have the outside here, which what we're going to do is maybe put this through. Oh, that didn't work out too well, now did it? This one's, I might have to stand up for it. least get 2 in here. Okay, there we go. Now it is standing up all by itself. How would you know that we actually got the right size driver on this right off the bat? I also like putting the screws in by hand to start out with. So what we're doing is we're putting in the 4 screws to the extrusion right here, and that is on the inside, and we also have the outside right there. So make sure that you don't put it on the outside one. If not, you'll be taking this all apart and starting over. Okay, that's one in. The second one won't be as hard due to the fact that, well, we have it standing on its own now. So this requires the large extrusion. Again, on the inside. Start it by hand. Go crossways and start that one by hand also. Just make sure you're not going to cross thread the screw when you're doing this. And then what we're going to do, not tight, just snug. Okay. Now we'll do the other 2. I think I still need to get an overhead camera that looks down on this, and I thought about changing it and doing it like a stream, but I didn't have enough time after thinking about it, so we're going to do this the same way that I did the mini clone. Alright. Both of those are on. Okay, so at the end of this I want you to tighten them fully in a diagonally order. So what we're going to do is go here and then across from it, there, again across, again across. Same way with this one. Tight, cross, cross, tight. Okay. Now it's time for the other side, which will be the back side of the mold here. These actually go inside. They have, I don't know if you can actually see this, but right there they have a little cutout, and then that's where the small ones or the shorter ones are going to go, into that cutout. Alright, we just used 8 of the screws. We're going to come back and put 8 more out. That's how many we'll need. And that equals the 16 that we need for this actual start. Okay, that is enough in there. Okay, let's put these in. Again, we're going to do this by hand. Make sure that we don't cross thread. First screw I put on the top, and then this doesn't matter which side, and then I go across from it, like you're going to go diagonally, and I put the second one in diagonally from that. once they're started in there, you can go into the other two. Make sure that they go in easy. Alright, now we're going to snug, not tighten. We're going to go to the bottom left screw. Okay, and we're going to go across. Still doing the cross pattern, but I lost one of the screws. Again, it's not tight. These screws are very easy to go in. Oops, one more. There you go. Then we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to put it in that same little area. Let me turn this around so it's closer to me. Into that little recessed area, and I'm going to get out one of the screws, do it a hand tighten. The bottom one next to the other extrusion is harder to get in with your fingers. So just take your time with it. Okay. I don't think that the magnetics on here are strong enough, but they might be. See how easy these are to go in? It just barely, I barely turned it on the hand tight and it goes right in. Like I said, some of these are a little bit low on the ground. I'll get that one extra screw at the end of this off the floor. So I'll just grab another one out of the pack. It looks like all the packs come in a resealable envelope except for these. I don't understand why they chose to put these in a completely different kind of bag. Again, we're using just a hand tight. Alright, now we go in for the tight. Bottom left, top right. Alright, those are tight. One more side. Tight. cross, tight, cross. Alright, tight. Okay, did we get any gummies yet? I don't think so. All right, now tighten the screws fully, but in a diagonally pattern, which we did. Okay. YZ frame final check. So what they want to do, I guess they've had a lot of people put these on backwards. They want to make sure that the longer one is on where the PRUSA emblem is and where your sticker is about the electric. So they want to just make sure that you have them on the right side before we move forward. Okay. Y-axis front and rear plate preparation. So on these plates that they have, one is longer than the other because, well, one of them are further apart. Like it wouldn't fit on this one, but it will fit on this one. So you really can't make a mistake with this part. And here's the not as long and fits perfectly there. But they also tell you to look at the, there's a sticker on this one. And that sticker has the original PRUSA MK4 with a serial number attached to it. So this is the serial number of this unit. They want you to do the M5x16 screws, so the same ones we've been using. And 4 M3N3 nuts. And I believe those are the ones that slide in to the M3N3E5 pieces. One spare piece. So we'll be using all 4 of these right off the bat. So there is the nuts that go inside the extrusions. And we're going to be using another 16 of these screws. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get out 8 right now and then get 8 out next. The rear plate, front plate, do not remove the sticker. That's probably because you won't know your serial number. Gives you the pictures of the nuts that we're going to need to use in the extrusions and what they want to do. So the longer extrusions that we have, that take the shorter one. That's actually, they're going to go right in there. And let's see how much of a, if we're going to have a hard time getting this actually done. Again, I'm going to put these in by hand. Both the same. There is no writing on either side of these, so there's no. It looks like the holes are identical no matter which way you put it in. So there's, and also the instructions say that, you know, there's no special way to put this in. Okay. So we're going to put these in from the front, because I am facing the front of the printer as the PRUSA logo is right there in the front. I'm picking it up a little bit so there's no binding on the screw. The other side. All right, we got them all hand started. Now it's time to get them down to snug. And again, I'm using the cross method, even on this part, just so we don't have anything that could be out of whack. Because once you get to the ending of this thing and you start putting stuff together, like the y-axis, and stuff isn't even, you might be taking it all the way back down to this. It's not something you want to do. Okay. In the instructions, it said go ahead and tighten these fully. So, and it also said in the cross pattern, like the other stuff. So up left, bottom right, top right, bottom left. Okay. Same thing on the other side. I can imagine how fast that they can build these at PRUSA. You know, the fully assembled ones that you can buy. I can imagine, you know, a team could put like 20 of these things together every 20-30 minutes. Okay, back to the instructions. Okay. This is an important step. If the M3 and E nuts are placed incorrectly, you will have issues with the assembly later. Okay, they give you pictures, which I'm going to try to put the pictures in with these videos. That's why another reason why these videos are not going to be that long is because the editing to capture all these pictures out and put them into the video takes a long time. And they want these 4 nuts. These are the extrusion nuts, facing out. So I'm going to say that they're going to go in just like this. That's 1, 2 to this side. Now it really doesn't matter where they're sitting in there right now, because it isn't like, you know, we're screwing anything down. Once we do screw something down into them, we can move them however we see fit or need to. And 2 on the other side. So that's a total of 4, and they do give you 1 spare. So we will not be using this bag anymore. Okay, again, like I said, it does not matter how they're sitting in the extrusion. They just need to be in there because you're going to move them later. All right. Oh, they even say it right here with a exclamation mark or a note. The exact spacing of the M3NE nuts doesn't matter for now, as it will be adjusted later. All right. Wow, they the instructions here actually say, again in red, before you install the rear plate, make sure that you've inserted the M3NE nuts on both sides. And it wants it with the tag facing out. And we're gonna need another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me. All right, let's do this side. If we can get it to hold up while we're doing this, that would be great. I really like building these kits. I think it's like, you know, getting your hands dirty. It makes you feel good for one thing, and you know, you learn a little something about a printer that you're going to be using, hopefully for a very long time. And the more you know about it, the better you feel of making changes to it, if you need to, without hurting the printer. On the beginning of this episode, I actually showed you my MK3 Plus that I put together, my first printer. I'm thinking about ordering the upgrade kit for that, and I don't know if there is one for that particular. I think it's the S version, which came after mine. It has the direct upgrade, but I'll have to look again. I think it'd be just cool to tear it back down again, put all new parts in it, put it back together. It has seen a lot of prints. And still prints fine today. It's never given me an issue. Okay, we're hand tightening, or not even tightening, just hand putting in the last one. Okay, now we're going to go back to our driver here, and we're just going to use the hand part of it. I think the hardest part of the MK3 was putting together was getting the wiring into the box, because the box was really small and you had a lot of wires to route into that, and having them still look good so you could actually see something without just seeing a ball of wires in there was the hardest part, I believe, for that build. Okay. Go here. Okay, here we go here. All right. Again, we're going to actually lock this down, and we're going to do the crisscross. Top left. Tight. Bottom right. Top right. Bottom left. Do the same thing again. That's funny, the head is coming off of my driver here. Alright, this is frame is complete. Okay, the full frame is complete. Let's see what's next. Okay, it wants to make sure that this thing doesn't rock side by side. So it wants to make sure that you actually put the screws in and did them diagonally. If not, it could warp this frame as the instructions said, because it's very high tolerance. And you just want to make sure that it is flat. Yeah. Okay. It also says that if it is uneven, to undo all the screws and adjust everything and tighten them down again. Alright, we're at step 11 if you're following along. Step 11 is mounting the anti-vibration feet and cable clips. So we're going to do that next. There we go. So we have cable clips. We didn't have this on the MK3. We did have the feet though. Alright, we have 4 feet. And how many clips does it want? Cable clips, it wants 7. 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No spares. 7. Okay. And this looks like the same procedure as the MK3 was. Put it over on its side. And the only thing you're going to do is on the extrusions, you're going to take this, and these are twist-ons. So you kind of put it into the extrusion and then turn it. It locks in place. And the only thing different is you try to put them about the same, but it's no big deal to change them to a different part if you need to. They're really easy to come off and go back on again. I stick them as far to the end, but still give it like an inch clearance at the end to put them on. And like I said, if you want to get them matched up, it's real easy. They just move a little bit and go right in there. The clips is a different story. I've never seen these clips before, or exactly where they want them put. Okay, so if you're looking at this like this, and it's on its side like this, they want 2 clips on the short extrusion and 3 on the longer one. So they want them, this might take me a second. Let me get this picture bigger so I can see it. Where is the, okay, it's not on the inside. So again, if you set it like this, they want them to be There. Okay. Wasn't as different as I thought it was going to be. So they just kind of just fall in place there. As long as you know the orientation of the where they want to put the cabling, once you do get the cabling in here, and they want it on the inside, not along the bottom. The MK3 actually ran inside the grooves of the extrusions. So, and that's that. 3 here, and they are movable. I can actually get this a little smaller. And 2 here. It's 1, 2. Okay, that fills that one. On the other side, they want 2 on the short extrusion here. So one right there. And one right there. Good. Right, the rubber feet are on. We have the cable tie downs. Excellent. Let me check to see how many minutes this video's been running. Okay, so I checked the time that we've spent together on this video, and it's been almost an hour. And like I said, I wanted to cut this into smaller chunks where you can actually sit here and watch the build and enjoy it without being a marathon. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's show. We're going to do this in series until this thing's built and a test run has been put on it. And if you have any questions, please ask below. I answer and look at all the questions that are posted. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel if you subscribe, as that the algorithms for YouTube is very, very strange, and this video doesn't get put out to as many people if there's not enough subscribers. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and like always at Ken's Tech Lab, stay awesome.